Hi. So in today's video, I actually made a poll not too long ago. It was asking about what would you guys like to see like in a future YouTube video. And two of the things, I think it was like both about college, or you guys can suggest me things. And one of them that I did get a vote on was just like, I think it was like college advice, or just talking about college in general. And as you can see, I am in a different space. I am in my dorm. I don't share a dorm, like one room with somebody. I share a room with 3 other people, but we all have our own rooms. And this is my room. So yeah. But we're gonna talk about these things about college advice, if you guys might be needing this. So yeah, it is a new semester too. After this, I will be going into my 2nd year of college, so that's really fun. So first thing is high tuition prices. I go to a PWI, and it depends on the school. I don't think it really matters, like whether you go to an HBCU or PWI. Just like depending on the school that you go to, it'll cost like a decent amount of money. Like you went to community college, it's not going to be the same as like a private school, or just like a really popular PWI, really popular HBCU. Like Howard is like $80,000 a year. My school is definitely not that much. It's maybe like $20,000 a year, but still, like a month, the payment plan is heavy. But yeah, it can definitely differ, but usually like if you want to get into a really good school, you're gonna definitely have to pull some money out of your pocketbooks. You're definitely gonna need some money. My school, I'm not having too many issues with paying, because it's not like the school's tuition is not the highest it can possibly be, but it's definitely not as cheap as you can get schooling. Community college, of course, is like a much cheaper alternative for 2 years, and then maybe later when you are financially able, you can go to a 4-year, but I skipped community college altogether and just wanted to go to a 4-year, where I currently am. But pricing, like of course you have financial aid, you have scholarships, outside and school-related scholarships. So do as many of those as you can if you do need that financial help. Don't shy away from doing FAFSA or doing doing scholarships on your school's website, or doing scholarships on outside websites. Because there are many scholarships that are giving away $20,000, $15,000, $100,000. My school had a scholarship full ride, $100,000. So definitely, if you apply, if you like are able to, if you have the qualifications for a scholarship, do it. Yes, scholarships can be about $500 at its lowest, but it can be like $100,000 at its highest. So don't cheat yourself out of some free money. Don't do it just because you don't want to make a small little 1,000-word essay. Like that essay will matter, especially if you get the scholarship. Like, come on now. So next thing is having a hard time finding friends. So some people may have this issue. Personally, for me, I was lucky enough to have some friends from high school that I actually went to the same school with. And I think that gave me like a bit of an advantage, because I do have people that I know. However, some people don't come to a school knowing anybody, so it can be like really hard. And sometimes you just have to join things. You have to do extracurriculars. You have to go to different events, go to sports related games, and do different like outside things. Talk to people in your classes, find a study group. Because sometimes if you're in a class and it's really hard and you're struggling, like you can have a struggle buddy And those can be some of like really good friends. If you're in a hard class and you team up with them, y'all can be for lifers by the end of college, for real. But yeah, join extracurriculars, join clubs that you're really interested in. Talk to people in your classes, talk to your roommates. They could be your bestest friends, and it can also make your housing situation a lot easier, a lot lighter, and less drama. But just overall, just talk to people. Sometimes it can be a bit intimidating because it doesn't seem like anyone wants to be really bothered. But sometimes you gotta be like, hey, can I like sit with you? Or can we study this? We're in the same class, same section. Can we like work on what's happening with our current class? I didn't really understand this, did you? Or go to a club if you're into a sport. Like if they have a flag football club, like my school has a flag football club. You can make friends out of your love for flag football, and that can evolve into something way more. Or do you like journalism or anything like that? Photography. Join those clubs. Make conversation out of the things you love, and it could really evolve into something much more. A really cool and a really abundant blossoming friendship. Money. Just money in general, not even just like talking about financial aid or cost of school, like money for things other than school, because like you're paying for books, classes, just being at the school, but sometimes you want to go out and do things outside your school, or you want to go get something that's not in the dining hall and you want to go get fast food, or you want to go to the mall that's near your school, or you just want to go to a store, you want to go to some place that is not on campus. And you need money for that, obviously. And sometimes getting money, acquiring money in college can be hard unless you have a car and you can drive to a job, or you're fortunate enough for your parents to kind of navigate that for you and give you money on a certain like basis. But sometimes it can be really hard to come up on money. So what I recommend is, if it's really hard to come up on money, find your niche when it comes to a service that you could provide to the students on your campus. Like if you know how to do hair, if you know how to do lashes, if you know how to do nails, if you know how to cut hair, if you know how to make graphic t-shirts, if you know how to make graphic designs online, if you know how to write, like really good, and you can do different things and work in your writing center, all those different things can make you some money. Just like spending money. Or if you can find a job that's really flexible on campus, that can work out great too. So like if you don't have a car, if you're in that situation, if you're like a first year student and you don't have a car at the moment, find a job on campus if you truly can't figure out your niche of something that you could give to students on your campus. And that can open up a whole lot more doors for you. And different things, like if you really like doing hair, if you really like doing nails, lashes, makeup and stuff, you can make your own like small business out of that, and that can really be an outlet for you to like gain money, spending money. Clubs and extracurricular activities. So currently I'm a part of 2 extracurriculars, 2 clubs. And I like them a lot, personally, because I joined it based off my hobbies and interests, and that's what you guys should do too. Always join a club off of your own hobbies and interests. Do not join a club just because someone you know is joining some sort of club, because you might not like that club. Like if someone is joining like the manga club, like the manga readers club, and you're not really into anime, why would you join that club? Just for that one person? Like, no, don't do that, because you're not going to enjoy it and you're never going to come back to another meeting after that first interest meeting. Like personally for me, I'm a part of my school's chapter of the NAACP, and I am also in under my school's media department for our podcasts, because I really enjoy that stuff. So if you're like into writing, if you're into photography, if you're into journalism, if you're into activism, if you're into service, any sort of thing like that, if you're into sports, if you're into drawing, reading, whatever, most likely your school provides that club, because my school has over 400 organizations that you can join, including frats and sororities. So there's a lot you can join, especially if your school is medium to large in like student body size. There's most likely an abundance of clubs on your website. So you can go online and find them. There's probably a plethora of clubs at your school. And even if you have not gone into college just yet, but you have been accepted to some and have accepted a school's offer, go on their websites, search up like clubs, organizations, and different things like that, and find what you're interested in and what you might want to join when you get on campus officially. Is a great way, as I said, to make friends earlier, and also to really like involve yourself on the campus. And that's also how you can set yourself apart for different like internship opportunities or scholarships, or being able to do community service for scholarships as well. And you might be able to have people give you recommendations from those clubs if someone is facilitating over it, who can give you one. It can be a really good opportunity depending on the club, and it can help you really ingrain yourself in the school's culture and different activities that are available to you. Parties. Personally, I have not gone to many parties. I have gone to a couple. Last semester I went to a couple. But overall, I haven't gone to too many parties overall, but I do try and go to events. I do try to go to different events that are happening, but I haven't been much of a partier like I thought I'd be. But I do definitely try to go to things that are happening on campus that may not be more so a party, but maybe like a get-together or a school-related event that's happening. That can still be really fun and engaging. But parties can be really cool depending on where you're going. Just make sure you're safe. You leave and stay with people who you trust and you know will look out for you the same you will look out for them, because things can go all types of wrong if you're with people that you don't know and they leave you, or you can't find them anymore, or they left the party entirely, leaving you alone. That can go all types of wrong, especially if you're a girl. Even if you're a guy, things can go wrong in any capacity. But parties can be really fun. Parties can be really exciting. You can meet new friends at parties. You can definitely do really cool experiences at parties, and maybe you'll find yourself, who knows, maybe your job of choice is to be a professional partier, who knows. But parties can definitely be fun if you go to the right functions, if you go to the right frats, if you go to the right events that are happening off or on campus, depending on how your parties work on your school campus. Classes. I'm taking 17 credit hours this semester, which means I'm taking mostly classes that are 3 credits, 2 that are 1. But when it comes to classes, if you have not come from an early college or an accelerated school that gave you college credits or APs or anything like that to accelerate or transfer credits over to your university, make sure to pass and get all your gen eds out the way. Even if you come from a early college, if your early college wasn't a 2-year and you got like all that stuff figured out, and it was kind of like me, I went to a 4-year college university for my early college, but I only took 2 years at that 4 years, so I didn't get an associate's or anything like that. But I had plenty of credits to transfer over to my college I'm currently at now. And that helped me out with a lot of my gen eds so that I could start on my 2 majors that I have, which is political science and theater with a concentration in performance. And I'm currently thinking about a minor, but I don't know what minor I want to do just yet. But when you're registering for classes, I recommend that you look over like the courses on the website beforehand. Look like on your school's website to see like what is being provided, what sections, what times really work for you. Like, are you a morning person? Can you do those 8 a.m.s? Or do you need things like in the afternoon, maybe ending around 5? Are there any asynchronous or online classes? Because you really like asynchronous or online workspaces. Try and look before course registration happens so that you know what to do. Because if you are trying to look at stuff like the morning before, or you're trying to look at stuff like the night before, you're gonna stress yourself out. Or also, do not wait like days in before classes start to start registering, because all the classes, all the good sections with the good professors or just really good times are gonna be gone, and you're gonna be angry at yourself because you have all like early morning classes and you know you're not a morning person. So you need to make sure that when you're registering for classes, you have looked at your courses, see what corresponds with how you work and how you operate and how you know you operate, and do that accordingly. And I will tell you one thing, 8 a.m. in high school, like how we used to wake up really early in high school, it is not the same thing in college. If you get an 8 a.m. or a 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., knowing you're not a morning person and you will not actually wake up, you will not go to that class in the morning because you will want to keep sleeping and you'll be like, I can miss this class today. No, you can't. No. Don't sign up for it if you know you can't wake up for it. That's all I'm going to say. 8 a.m. in high school is not the same as an 8 a.m. in college. They are not the same. You are alone. There's not a bus to pick you up. There's not parents to wake you up in the morning. So you will want to sleep in. Same with me. Even my earliest class that I know I will wake up for is 10 a.m. And I have to wake up about 9:30, 9:15 to get ready, get all dressed, and make sure I look decent walking out the door, because I know I can operate that early. But if you know you can't wake up at 9:15 to get ready for a 10 a.m. and actually walk to your 10 a.m. on time, don't sign up for a 10 a.m. That's just putting yourself in a stressful situation, and you're not going to want to do it. Simple as that. But yeah, class registration, look at the classes early. Know how you operate, know how you work. Put your schedule around how you operate and how you work. If you work good online with online classes, asynchronous, because online and asynchronous is different. Online being like your professor is in like a Zoom or Google Meet. Asynchronous is like you doing the work. You just do work. Like the professor just gives you work for that week, and you never have face-to-face with your professor or on Zoom or the other students. You just do work, get it done, and turn it in. I have 3 of those this semester because I do really good in asynchronous sort of classes. But make sure that you'll keep on track with your asynchronous classes or online, because sometimes if you don't go to it in person, sometimes you can be a bit forgetful about what you might have that's online, and you might think more about what you have in person. So mainly what I have to say about classes is just know how you work and how you operate, and revolve your schedule around that. Just make sure that your schedule is doable and you're not undercutting yourself with credits, or you're not overdoing it, because you can definitely overdo it sometimes. My school has a cap of 18 credits. You can't take any more than 18, which is already a crazy schedule, and I'm taking 17, but luckily I have 3 classes that are asynchronous, so it works out with my schedule, and I also have 1 that's online. So it works out with how I operate. So I'm okay with my schedule. But if you can't do 17, 16, 18 credit hours all in person, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep saying the exact same thing. Know how you operate, make your schedule in that manner. Professors. Rate my professor. Go on to Rate My Professor, because that genuinely helps. If you go to Rate My Professor, you search up your school, then the professor's name, they may be on like that roster, and you can look at how students have rated them. Past students have commented on how they work and their course load, how easy, how hard they are, how nice the teacher is. You'll know all that information so that you can sign up for the right professor. because sometimes professors are literally a-holes and you don't want to sign up for that class. Obviously, if they give an insane workload, they're mean, and they're not compassionate or empathetic towards students. You don't want to sign up for that kind of class if you don't want that kind of stress. Simple as that. Go on, rate my professor, and also make friends with your professors, not like buddy, but make sure that they know your name. Because sometimes lectures can be 100, 200 people in a lecture hall. A professor is not going to know all 200 of their students, not at all. So you need to know. So you want to stand out from the crowd. You don't want to be a small speck of dust in a large crowd of people, because if you need an opportunity, if you need a recommendation and you go to that teacher, they don't know you. If you never went up to them and been like, "Hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. Nice to meet you. I just wanted to let you know who I was. I'm in your class and I'm really interested in this subject." And also stand in the front as well. That helps too with them recognizing faces, especially if you raise your hand a lot, answer questions. But yeah, get to know them. If you need a recommendation and you go up to a teacher you've never spoken to, they're not going to write you a recommendation. They will not, because they don't know you. They don't know your work ethic. All they see is what you turn in on the school website. They don't know you. Probably don't even know your name, if I'm being completely honest. Dining halls. This actually all depends on your school. My school's dining halls are pretty decent. But we also have a lot of fast food. Like, I just got Wendy's today. But yeah, usually universities will have like fast food or something good to eat other than the dining hall. But if it doesn't and they just have a dining hall, then that might be a different story. But my school is like pretty decent when it comes to food in general. Usually the food is not horrible. But this is kind of a small section because it truly depends like on your school. Because some schools have worse dining halls or food options than other schools. And it sometimes just depends on funding too. But personally for me, my stuff is like good. I can definitely find something that I'd want to eat on a daily basis. But yeah, it purely depends on your school and just how their dining options correlate towards funding and stuff. So you just have to figure that out and look on their school websites and see what they provide. Walking around campus. When it comes to walking around campus, sometimes you may not go to a building ever because you don't need that building for a class or for a club meeting. There are plenty of buildings that I have never been into yet. I might in the coming years as my college career continues, but right now, I have not been to a building that I haven't been to all the buildings. I have not been to a majority of them. I've seen them, but I've never walked in, tried to find the layout, because I don't need it. I have classes in certain buildings, and I know the layout of those buildings. I don't go to a building just to be in a building. I don't do that. But if your school has different transportation, like buses, electric bikes, electric scooters, anything like that, use that to your advantage. My school has 3-4 bus routes that go around the school to help students get to different buildings faster than what walking or taking a skateboard could do for you. If things are walking distance, walk as much as you please. If your school is a walkable campus, do that too. Some people like the scenery of their school, so they might want to go and walk it or something. But I do recommend, if you don't like walking too much, have a mode of transportation to get from place to place. Not a car, because you can't get everywhere on campus with a car. You can't drive on the sidewalk. But have a bike, have a skateboard, have some rollerblades or roller skates even. Use the buses, use the electric bicycles, use the electric scooters. Those are all very helpful, if your school does provide them, of course. But the other things like rollerblades and a bike, your own bike, or a scooter. If you own a scooter, if you own rollerblades or roller skates, bring them. You might want to use them to get around campus. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This actually kind of goes into the topic of classes. I recommend, if it's at all possible, don't choose classes that are like way too far away from your dorm. If you live on campus, that is, but off campus might be a different story. But if you live on campus, if you live on the east side of your campus, and like one of your buildings is all the way on the north side of your campus, you don't want to walk that far. And also, depending on the time frames you have between classes, that might not even be possible. Sometimes people have 15 minutes. The walk is 25 minutes to get to your building, not even counting trying to find the building if it's the first day or first week. So make sure that you're doing good time management when it comes to finding close and proximity buildings. That really helps a lot with scheduling. But yeah, walking around campus, find a reliable mode of transportation. Our final topic of the video today is living arrangements, which means off-campus, dorms, and different styles of dorms. Depending on how your school works, they might give first-year students traditional housing just by default. Personally, my school does not do that. You can choose whatever housing arrangement you can afford and that you want. We have traditional suite style and apartment style, and we also have off-campus apartments. So you can choose whatever you can afford, whatever you want. If you don't care what housing you're in, just get a housing arrangement. We have a lot of different choices here, but some schools, like I know where I live, some HBCUs give first-year students, freshmen, traditional housing by default, which is 1 room, 2 beds. So you're sharing 1 room with another person. And then upperclassmen get the better suites or apartments. How my school works is that if you want traditional, where you have communal bathrooms in a hallway, you share a room with another person, you can do that. If you want a suite, they have 2-person suites, 2x2, 3x3, and 4x4 and 4x2, which means 2 people, 2 separate rooms, and you share a bathroom with that person. 3x3 is the same thing, 3 separate rooms in a suite with a living room, and you share a bathroom with those 2 other people, including yourself with a 3rd person. 4x4, same thing, living room, shared bathroom, but you all have separate rooms in your suite style space. And then an apartment is the exact same thing as a suite. However, you have 2 bathrooms, your own washer and dryer, and a kitchen and a living space. But that's all on campus in a dorm room. And then we also have off-campus apartments, which is the exact same as an on-campus apartment, just not on campus. But depending on your school, living arrangements, living styles might be different, but just choose a living style that you're okay with and that you feel comfortable with, if you do have the choice to choose like my school does. But yeah, and if you have issues with your roommates, talk to like your RA or talk to the people who work in your lobby of your dorm building, or your off-campus like office, and you can definitely sort that out. But yeah, living arrangements can definitely vary school to school, but just make sure that you're in a space that you enjoy and that you like. If you're having issues with your roommates and you have the option to move, don't keep yourself there. If you have the option to live in a more hospitable placement. Thank you guys for watching today's video, especially in this new space. I'll be having a couple of videos in this space actually, since the new school year, well not school, the new semester has started. So I will be having a couple of videos in here. But other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helped. This is a very long video. This is 30 minutes before editing. But yeah, I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you can get something out of this. If you have questions about something college, university, school related, comment it down below. And if you like this enough, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this with anybody who might need it. Share this with your dog, your lizard, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your parrot. I don't care. You share it anywhere you want. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. And I think the next one, actually, I'm gonna leave the next video's topic a surprise, cause anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!